Hi, my name is Luisa Rodriguez, and you're watching Soleful Discussions.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing great, I'm doing great. How did you and I meet today?
So, yeah, I came to the mall. I was on my way to my nail appointment, and you approached me asking if I was down to do a short video.
Yep, absolutely. And so do you remember what the topics are? What are we going to cover today?
Yes, mental health, reflexology, and feet.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you this. You hear the word feet, what do you think about? What goes to your mind first?
Feet. I kind of get disgusted.
You get disgusted. Okay, that's interesting. All right, we're going to ask some questions today. It'll be your thoughts about how you feel about the subject of feet.
Okay.
Feel free to answer however you like, okay?
Okay, cool.
What about mental health? What do you think about when you hear that?
Mental health is really important. I feel like when people hear mental health, the term itself
Yeah.
is a negative word.
That is true.
It can be a negative word, but mental health overall for myself just means the well-being of your brain,
Absolutely.
of your being.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit about just like dealing with stress and anxiety. So, and ask some questions about that. You just feel free to answer however you
Okay,
like. And
cool.
then reflexology, does that sound familiar to you?
Reflexology, no.
Okay. You probably don't recognize the term. I bet you know what it is once I start explaining it.
Probably.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's start with the questions. Okay.
Okay.
First question: how do you think we can improve mental health awareness throughout the world? Like, what's something we could do to improve it?
Ooh, I think we should start at schools.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's the second time I've heard that.
Schools.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of all the shootings, bullies, all that.
Yeah, I just
stuff.
heard a story about a girl who is, I think it's in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, some girls at her school were like bullying her, and one of the girls like recorded a video of her like attacking the girl
Yeah.
in the hallway, and later the girl like decided to commit suicide. She was just so
Yeah.
personal, and I'm just like, I was like started bawling out in tears because I was just like, man, that is so crazy that like people
Yeah.
don't realize like the impact that they have on others. So I think that that's a really good point you make, like
Yes.
starting in
So,
schools.
Start in schools, and most importantly at home, talking about
Yeah.
feelings,
Yeah.
talking about going to therapy. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to ask for help. I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
So in my culture, it's very taboo to talk about, oh no, you're crazy. Oh, we don't talk about
I
that.
think in color cultures in general, right?
Right?
Absolutely.
Just asking for help. Just
Yeah.
letting people know that it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to go to therapy. 'Cause
Absolutely.
Therapy has a very bad
It's helpful,
stigma.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's very helpful.
Fill in the blank on this question. The world would be better if.
The world would be better if we showed more kindness
Yeah.
and compassion.
I think it's a deep one right there, man. Like we don't do that enough. I think some people may think they do it, but
Oh
like you
yeah,
said,
no, just like you could give a backhanded compliment, it goes the same way. Like people think they're being kind or nice, but it's always for
Absolutely.
something in return.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If a friend or loved one was struggling with depression or anxiety, is there anything you would say or do to help them?
Yes. So I think well, I took a small course on depression and like suicide awareness.
Yeah.
And what you have to do is don't judge. Don't
It's a
judge.
big part of it.
Yes. Say, I'm here for you. I understand. I'm okay. Or maybe not say, I understand what you're going through, but
Yeah.
maybe, you know what? Tell me about it.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What's going on? How can I help? What can I do to help? But be compassionate. Don't be judgy. And another big one, just try to see their point of view.
Yeah.
Because you guys are on two different mentalities.
Yeah.
So maybe, try to step in their shoes.
It's a real good one. That's a real good
Yeah.
one. In terms of anxiety, what are some things that bring you anxiety? And you don't have to go too in depth with this
Okay.
question. Maybe it's more of a surface level answer. But when you feel anxiety happening, what do you do to counteract how you're feeling in that moment?
So I'm a new mom.
Yeah.
I get anxiety just thinking about my child going to school and me being at work and who's
Yeah.
watching him. Is he being
It's
fed?
like, is everything okay?
Yeah, is everything okay?
Yeah.
But then I think about it. You know what? He's in good hands.
Yep.
He's fine. Little call to check up, little text.
There you go.
Picture. He's
Send me a little
good.
video.
Yes, he's good.
Yeah.
What I try to do is just be outside.
Absolutely.
Just be outside. Keep yourself grounded.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes.
And then kind of doing what you're doing right now, right? Those little moments for yourself.
Oh, that's a big one.
Like self-care. Absolutely.
Self-care
I think
is
that's a
very
really
big
big one. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's why I'm always intrigued when I ask when people about like, when you think about when you hear the word feet, people immediately start going to all kinds. And I'm like, you don't think about like self-care or and they're like, nah, okay. Interesting. If you could change one thing about yourself, right? And it doesn't have to be something physical, but just
Okay.
in general, you could change something, would there be anything you would change?
No.
I always like getting that answer. Now, people, I'm not asking a trick question. I think that there are some people who feel like I would rather change this, or maybe you feel like this.
Yeah.
But for me, myself, I've always felt like everything that I've done, everything that I am has led me to exactly where I'm at. And so if I was to change something, would that then change like the events of my life, not having certain people in my life, different things like that? So I think I'm actually grateful for it. Do you try to strive to be better every day? Of course. But like
Who
the better
doesn't,
version of
right?
myself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, let's get into these questions now. I've been intrigued to see how you feel. When I think about my feet, I feel, how do you feel?
When I think about my feet, I feel good.
Okay.
I mean, they're always taken care of. But when other people's feet are what I can't.
Okay, so that's what you mean. And I always get that. People are like, no, I like my feet, just other people, keep them away. I don't even want to hear about it. Let me ask you this. Have you ever received compliments? Anybody ever said to you, hey, I think you have nice feet? Has that ever happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Once, I was actually at a bar.
Oh.
And there was a pickup line.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was a pickup line.
Okay.
Like, oh, you know what? I like the color of your feet, and they're so nice, taken care of.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I invest in them.
That's right. So let me ask you this. In that moment, right, and I'm pretty sure it was a compliment that maybe you hadn't gotten before.
Yeah.
When you got that compliment, how did it make you feel? What did you think?
It made me feel good.
Okay. Because you know you take care of them.
Obviously, yeah, I take care of them. I take pride in taking care of
That's
my
right.
feet. But at that moment, I'm like, oh, it's fine, you know. But then going home and thinking about it, I'm like, that was kind of weird. He was looking at my feet, you know. I don't know.
Interesting. Let me ask you this. Let's say he came to you and he complimented you on your hair, your eyes. Would you have thought the same way?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I always ask why that is, though, right? Because I don't think sometimes people think about, like, people are attracted to different things. So, like, I could be attracted to eyes and just be like, those are some nice eyes right there, right? I've always feel like when people hear feet, they always are like, I don't know, maybe something's going on there. But anyway, let me ask you this. In terms of compliments you receive from men and women,
Okay.
is there a group you prefer it more from?
Yeah, women.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's because women know, right? They usually are.
Women know that it takes time to look good. You know, it's expensive to look good.
Absolutely.
Very time consuming. I mean, when men appreciate it, it's cool.
Yeah.
But it's just for like a little while.
And I think from most women, I can't speak for all women because I've had some women say they like when a guy gets it boosts my confidence, right? But I think when women hear compliments from men, they want to hear something a little deeper than just the physical, like, hey, because you get that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Guys are always constantly saying it, but when you can like compliment on something else, like, hey man, like I really love your energy, or I really love like the fact that you're so thoughtful, something like that will like stick a lot longer, right? Sure. Absolutely. In terms of pedicures, no, actually before we get there, what are some things you do like to be complimented about? Like, let's say somebody gives you a compliment, right? What is something for you that if somebody gave you that compliment, you're like, man, that really made my day, it really made me feel good?
My personality.
Your personality?
Yeah. I feel like I'm very bubbly.
Okay. I did notice that when I approached you.
Yeah, I think I'm likable, you know?
Yeah.
So when people compliment my personality, I'm like, okay, I love you. You know, like we're friends now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, how often do you get pedicures?
How often? Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks?
Yes.
Gel or regular?
Gel.
Gel, okay. That's interesting. You don't go 3 weeks. I usually get most people say 3 to 4.
I go 2 weeks just because, I don't know, it just feels cleaner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like to keep the upkeep going.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of a medical pedicure before?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that where they like do the ingrowns and all that?
Yeah. So I was going to see a podiatrist, basically a specialist of the foot.
Yeah.
What they do is they take a look at your feet to make sure your nails grow correctly. Like you said, ingrowns, taking care of that. They check your like toe alignment to make sure it's correct. They check your feet for like dead skin, fungus. Do all the work there with like medical grade equipment. It's actually like the cleanest possible like pedicure you could get. They don't do like cosmetic colors or anything, but they do like clear coats and they can make it look really nice. What would your thoughts be on seeing somebody like that who could give you like more insight into like what's happening with your feet? Like tell you, it's kind of like going to see a dentist, right? You go see them, they're like, you need to do this more, you need to do that. How would you feel about that?
I would definitely be up for it.
Okay. So anybody in her family, if you're watching this right now, gift certificate for
a podiatrist.
Medical pedicure, man. Like go hook it up real quick. Absolutely.
No, because I mean, you can never be too sure, right?
Never know.
Honestly,
sometimes we think we're good and then we're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Damn, like I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can never be too sure. And
absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Absolutely. How often you wear open toe shoes, sandals, flip-flops, things like that?
In the summer, all the time.
Okay.
Winter,
hardly ever.
It's always,
yeah. How often do you think like what's your favorite type of shoe to wear? I would say.
My favorite type of shoe would be
Yeah.
sneakers.
Sneakers? Are you a sneakerhead?
Not really.
Or is it just like those are like more comfort and?
No, I'm not like. Well, I mean, when I talk about it, when I think about a sneakerhead, it's like Nike, Jordan, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I appreciate.
You could be into like Adidas and stuff like that. Still
No,
be a
no,
sneakerhead.
yeah, but I like cute, like trendy shoes.
Oh,
if
I
that makes
see.
any sense,
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I love sneakers.
Okay.
Even when I go out, I wear sneakers. I feel like I'm a sneaker girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. That's
Not
dope.
necessarily brand, but
But yeah, you just like the feel or the look
Yes.
of it. Like maybe it's like your style. It kind of goes together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. How often you go barefoot, no shoes?
Ooh, I try not to.
Okay.
We have a, I don't know how you say it in English, but it's un dicho,
Dicho.
a
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
A saying that if you're barefoot, the
chemicals-
the sickness going
Sickness.
into your body
I
through your
have
feet.
heard that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I try to never, have bare
Yeah.
feet just because I'm scared of getting sick.
I've heard that. Like,
So-
and believe it or not, mostly Latino
Yeah.
women tell me that. Like,
Yeah.
you taught to not like be barefoot because like the different chemicals and you can
Yeah.
get sick from
Yeah.
that.
So-
Yeah, that's always interesting.
Yeah, I try not to.
Okay.
Yeah, because I take care of my feet.
Absolutely. Have you heard of earthing and grounding before? Does that sound familiar? Earthing and grounding?
Earthing and grounding. Is
Yeah.
that where you like connect to the earth?
Yep.
Bare? Yeah.
Yep. Have
I've
you ever
heard
tried that?
Yes. When I go camping, I try to be one with the earth and try to get the feels.
Absolutely. It happens on my YouTube channel sometimes. Absolutely.
I try to get the feel, the energy.
Uh-huh.
They say hug a tree,
tree hugger. That's right.
So yeah, I have heard of it. I have tried it, but not like here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So now in this moment right now, can we see what your feet look like? Uh-oh, she's like, we've been put on the spot. She's like trying to remember. She's like, wait, how do they look right
Can
now?
it be like no? I mean, my toes are done, but can it be like a quick little froof? Or you have to zoom in.
We have to like go through the whole. It's not like a zoom in. I'm not like sitting here zooming in or anything like that. I'd have you put them here. And then, so why not?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm glad that you kind of responded this way because I can kind of talk about the mental health of my channel, why I got
Okay.
started, okay? Now I'm going to swing back around, okay? So during quarantine, I was watching another guy's channel. He was talking about exposure therapy.
Okay.
You familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. So for people who are like uncomfortable in certain situations, scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say, for example, you're somebody who goes to theme parks with your friends, but you're like, not getting on no rides.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the feeling that feels like not doing it. But you want to. You want to experience those moments with your friend. What therapists would tell you to do, right? To get out of that.
Yeah.
Go out there, do it over and over and over again, right? So that you can learn to like be more comfortable in the situation,
Yeah.
right? So you can learn like that the facts have to fit the situation,
Yeah.
right? Like sometimes our mind creates all these different scenarios and we're like, maybe that's gonna happen, maybe this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
But we don't actually know until we do it and we get results from it. So
Yeah.
when I heard that, I'm like, I am a chronic overthinker. Everything. Like what to drink, what to eat, what should I do in this situation? And I'm like, not every situation requires me. After I was listening to that, it's like, not every situation requires me to be like that. I can sometimes just make snap decisions and just see what happens, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was I had an idea. During quarantine, a lot of women were like getting into foot modeling. That was a thing,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I was like, what would it be like if I took exposure therapy,
Okay.
took that possible like foot modeling, like impromptu, like approaching women who I don't know who you, never met before. Can you be comfortable? We ask these different questions. We see where your mind is, and we see then, can you continue to be comfortable, or do you get to a point where you're like, nah, now I'm uncomfortable. And then why is that uncomfortability there, right?
Yeah.
So for you, you're like, well, can we do a quick zoom in, but like,
No, no zoom in. I'll show it to you.
Oh,
But
yeah, you said a quick, can we do a quick woof, but no zoom in. So then it's like, but why is that there? Why is that thought there in your mind? Why did
Yeah.
you place like a barrier there, right?
yeah.
So I get different reactions. Some women are like completely open and just like, yeah, no worries, they're not worried about it. Some women
Yeah.
are like, they kind of think about it and get like caught in their thoughts. And then some women are like, nah, I'm good. The whole point of my challenge is to show those reactions, to show like, hey, there's some open-minded people. There's some people who are like, they don't really know what to think. And then there's
Yeah.
some women who are like,
No.
nah, I'm closed-minded. I'm
Yeah.
good. And so the whole point of my challenge is to show those reactions so that we can make a more positive conversation around the word feet. Because what I get sometimes when I ask people what do they think about feet, I hear people say feet finder. I hear people say like different things. I think about foot fetish. And I'm like, why don't you think about self-care? Why don't you think about like why does that come to your mind first? So
Yeah.
we're trying to create a more normalized conversation through my interactions with women who I meet. So
Okay.
what are your thoughts about that? Can we get you out of your comfort zone? Can we get you to be like, We've been having this interview and like it's been a good thing. Can you continue to be comfortable in the moment?
I mean, yeah, but
Because I would ask you this. First of all, like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Like, what are you thinking in your mind is like something that's negative that's holding you back?
no. I'm not like afraid of anything happening. It's just that I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it because like you don't really know me? You're like, I just
yeah,
met
like,
you.
I don't know you.
It's like we're talking about these topics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my YouTube channel with you when we're
Yeah.
done.
It's cool, you know, self-care, awareness, all that. But I don't know.
But let's just see what happens though. Can you put yourself in that situation? Let's just see what happens. Like, do you get to the point like just being comfortable, just continuing to be comfortable?
No.
No. Okay. And that's because you still haven't said what the reason was. You said no.
No, because yeah, you're right. I guess there is like still a negative aspect.
There's a
to
negative aspect for you in
feet.
your mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a feet. And then when I say I can see my own feet, I can tolerate, but other people's feet, I'm like, I get like squirmy, you know?
Okay.
So
But we're talking about yours right now. We're not talking about anybody
I know,
else's.
but everyone's gonna see them, and it's like, ugh.
So are you worried about what other people think?
No, but like, I don't know.
You're doing exactly what they say in exposure therapy you shouldn't do. Because now you're creating all these scenarios. Well, people are going to do this and then this is going to happen. Then I come back to it and you're like, well, no, not that. But then what is it then? So
I don't know.
that's what we try to get to. We try to get to the root of like what that issue is.
Yeah.
How about this? All right.
Okay.
Let's see if you can do this. How about 1 foot? Can we get you to put 1 foot out? Let's just see how it feels.
1 foot.
1 foot. Let's just
Okay.
see how it feels. And then if you're good,
Which
then
one's
let's
the
see.
cutest one?
Oh, she said, which is the cutest? All right, now you put your foot here.
No.
Come on, we've already cut it out. Just right here.
I just have hella scars. I feel like I have hella scars.
So I'm gonna tell you this. Nobody's here to judge. That's not what we're here to do.
Okay.
All right. So, what size do you wear? First of all,
7.
size 7. Does it vary depending on the type of shoe you wear?
No.
So like if it's a heel, if it's something else, it's not different.
7. If I'm using like preschool size, yeah, it varies.
So it does change a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let me have you foot straight out like this, or like this. Put it here. Straight out. Straight up. Like straight out like this. Yeah. There you go. All right. So let me ask you this: 1 foot is out. How are you feeling? What's the worst thing that happened since you've done it?
Nothing. I'm good.
So now, can we get you to put both?
No.
So why not?
1 is enough.
Okay, 1 is enough.
One
We're not
is
gonna push our. I do need you. Can you keep your foot out because we're gonna go
Yes.
through a couple more exercises? Okay.
Okay.
So put it here.
I
And just
feel like
extend.
people
Just
eat
extend
here.
Just extend your leg all the way out, like
I
naturally.
feel like
There you go. Like, and then just put your leg down flat like this. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So let me ask you this: reflexology. We're talking about that. First of all, reflexology is about the different pressure points
Okay.
you have in your hands and your feet. Right? You heard that before?
yes.
Okay. So those points connect to different parts of your body. So let's say, for example, through like massage, through acupuncture, acupressure, you can alleviate like stress and tension to like various parts of your body, right? You can sometimes go to places, there's a place right there, where basically they have like a map of the foot and it's like it connects to all these different parts.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, you're somebody who does migraines. It's actually a portion of your hands and feet you can massage that alleviates the tension you feel in those moments. There's also a piercing you can get in your ear that does the exact
Yeah.
same thing. Is that why you have that piercing? Because I didn't
No,
notice that.
but I've heard of it.
You've heard of that?
I've heard of it. And after I got this, I'm like, okay, maybe that'll,
It'll help you out,
Like
absolutely.
yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts about like reflexology and how it can be beneficial to the body, like in a more holistic standpoint?
Well, I think it can be beneficial. I'm all for it.
Okay.
Honestly, I've never tried it, but I have heard it's pretty good. My aunt actually goes to one of those places all the time.
Does she experience like any differences when she comes out?
Yeah. She's like, oh, I can walk now. I'm like,
There
okay.
it is. There
okay.
it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So usually when we get to reflexology, we like to talk about sensitivity.
Okay.
Right? How ticklish do you tend to be?
Ticklish?
Yeah.
I'm not like that ticklish, but I'm ticklish.
When you get pedicures,
Sometimes.
Pumice
No,
stone?
just when they do like the scrub.
the pumice
Yeah.
stone, right?
Yeah.
So I do have a trick for that. Would you mind if we tested it?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Let me have you hold this real quick.
Okay.
I'll get my tool out. Cool. And this is actually a tool that could actually be used. When you see it, you're going to be like, ah, really? But it's a tool that could actually be used for massaging as well.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is first flex your toes up like this. Yeah, just put it down flat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start from bottom to top. Tell me where you feel it at the most. All right, usually we do both feet, but you're like only 1 foot right now. So we're going to try it right here, okay? What I want you to do is tell me where you feel it at the most, okay? Is it top, bottom, middle?
Top.
So like right in here?
Yeah.
All right, here's what I want you to do. While I'm doing it, I want you to wiggle your toes. You tell me if you feel it more or less.
Okay.
Okay, wiggle. That you feel it more or less.
Less.
Do you know why?
No.
So first of all, like your mind is like telling your body, do something like, so it's almost like a distraction in a way, right? But also because when you move like your toes, it moves the energy from one place to another. So like the area that I'm like actually doing it, you can't feel it there. It's a trick for when you get your pedicures. You like a little ticklish in that. Wiggle your toes a little bit. It will be helpful for you.
Nice.
Absolutely. So one last thing I need you to do, we're going to try some exercises. This is a test like dexterity and flexibility in your feet, okay?
Okay.
What I want you to do first, bend your toes over, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort, cramping, anything happen.
No.
Pretty easy? Relax. Okay. Spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort. Not too bad. Good spread. Do you do yoga?
No.
Okay. All right. Let me have you wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel any pain, discomfort, cramping happen. Is that easy to do, hard to do?
Easy.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. So let's wrap up the interview. First of all, in terms of my approach, right? When I came up to you, I asked you to do the interview. Did you feel my approach was good? Was it bad? How did you feel about it?
It was good.
Okay.
I mean, very friendly, respectful, obviously.
Thank you.
It was good.
Okay. In terms of the interview, start to finish, could you see how everything was going in a line? Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new from the information?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I mean, you learned to get out of your comfort zone because you were like, I think we were able to see exposure therapy at its closest right there because you were like literally sitting there like, well, this could happen, that could happen. Then you're like, well, no, I'm not worried about that, but this could happen, that could happen, this could happen. And I was just like, I wonder if she realized, I think it might have been a little bit of nervousness. Do you think it might have been
Probably
that?
nervousness.
Like, especially because like we're in a public place, people are walking around and you're just like, what are people going to think? Like, me
Yeah,
doing
because
this?
it's like a table. I would have been like, why should I have her feet up there? You know, people eat there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think nobody's eating there. They might put their drink down or something like that, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, last thing I always ask.
Okay.
Something you can say to my channel that could be helpful from a mental health standpoint. Maybe it's a life lesson you learned, wise words that somebody shared with you. Anything like that you have for us?
Well, I think the only thing I would say, my mom told me this. She always says that the sun comes up for everybody. You know, it's always okay to help someone. It's always okay. It's okay to be there for someone. And first and foremost, it's always, always, always important to know that you have someone that cares about you.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, you know, helping people out, it's good karma.
Absolutely. Paying it
It
forward,
makes you
man.
feel good,
Yeah.
you know, and we need more positivity in the world because right now there's a lot of evil.
It is.
And, you know, if just by telling one person how much you love them or how much you care about them can make an impact for
It's really
sure.
big, man. That's
Yeah.
really big. Definitely thank you. Thank your mom for those kind words that she shared with
Yeah.
you. Definitely appreciate you. We hope that you have a great one, and we'll see you again.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.